they've not been good because there's some games we should have won and we drew some, but overall we are getting there. We are getting there.
Okay, I'll go to Taiwo. Okay, let's do this. Victor and Taiwo. I think I'll just make it.
The branding and the image for Nigerian football is really on the high side when we're talking about the national team. Like you said, every player have really get to that peak, get to their height they wanted to be in football. We have player playing in the Champions League, we have player playing in the top elite league in the world of football. And I think that is where everyone wants to be. And in the branding of Nigerian football, I think it's something huge for the country. And every player, like I said, have developed themselves to be where they want to be now. And I think it has really bring a big image into the Nigerian football as well, because everyone came in already on the top level of who they want to be as a football player.
Well, Taiwo has talked about how players have reached a level they want to be. You talked about playing in the Champions League, watching you talked about watching the Champions League from TV, and you went on to feature in Champions League and get a goal. How did that mean to you? How did that mean for the journey you have had in football?
Yeah, I mean everything. This is it's like a dream. Playing the Champions League, one of the biggest tournaments in world football. From watching, supporting your favorite club and playing and scoring is one of this dream. I'm really happy with the progress of myself, and I'm really happy with the performance also.
But when you guys, when you, like both of you guys are friends, obviously, look at how what grows through your mind. I'll begin with you. What runs through your mind, like when you look at how you have grown in football?
Yeah, for me, honestly, I'm just always thankful to God and happy, because I think where I am today is where I've always dreamed to be.
Wait, let me tell you something. Okay, see, the both of you, right? The both of you are, I think, on.
Now your opinion be that.
No, no, Victor, wait.
Okay, the money part, yes, but not before.
The money is everything.
Today you like it.
You know, honestly, like, joke apart. I'm being serious. When he's talking about the bench issue, let me even talk about the bench issue. That's the opinion. That's his opinion for now, because it's so glaring. It's so glaring. When we're talking about Nottingham Forest, it's so glaring. But one thing I would say is players that are more to football and that are more opinion than everyone else. When I'm not playing for now, that doesn't mean I don't deserve to play. No, you don't have to defend that one. You don't have to defend that one. I'm not saying. Yeah. Honestly, like I said, apart from the situation of being in the bench, there are situations where we're winning and the coach just opts to keep the point. And for sure, if we, like the last game against Chelsea, we're drawing 1-1 against Chelsea, and you don't expect, if the coach wanted to keep the point, he has to put the defender, and that's the coach decision on that. And playing or not playing is always the coach decision. It's not my responsibility. And when we talk about your question now, your question about, I've always dreamed to be in the Premier League, right from the under 17 days, and that's where I've achieved. That's what I've achieved. So I think I've done well for myself, irrespective of everyone's opinion, and that's just the truth.
See, both of you are players that have at some point had injuries. I remember in January you had an injury, and we know that I spoke to some players who say that the injury may not be the biggest thing, but the fear of if you can come back better.
The injury, of course, the injury is the most scary part, because it depends what time and where you got the injury. So imagine you're going to represent your country in a big tournament and you got yourself injured. And the most important thing is just how strong you are in your head and to fight back, which we both are. We are good on this, because we know where we came from, we know the background, we know where we are going to. So even though we have a little bit setback, we know how to fight those things. So, and like you said, we are just living our best life, having fun, enjoying the football part, and we keep doing our thing.
as a player, what do you do to ensure that during the period of layoff you don't go into depression or go the wrong path? What keeps you in track?
Yeah, like I said, when you look at your journey back, when you think of what you want to achieve, there is no going back for you. And like you said, we go up in Nigeria. He goes in the back, like he used to say. Imagine telling the world he watched football at that struggling part, and he find himself playing in the Champions League. He's playing in that Champions League now. For sure, he's remembering those days. So those things will keep us going. When you look at your journey, how far you've come, what you still want to achieve in football, there is no point for you to think of, I just have to get to that point. That's just the thing.
Finally, for me, both of you, right? You guys are friends.
No.
You are friends. You are friends. But you have, I think you make the name aside your football. You are one of the funniest we have.
Nah, I'm not.
Yeah, I've heard from so many.
Yes, you are.
You're one of the.
Why you saying I'm a friend? We're not friends.
You are friends.
Who do you call someone
Wait,
your friend?
yeah, he's your friend.
Who do you call someone your friend?
Okay, we'll be enemies.
Yes. Who do you call someone your friend? It's someone that really knows you, yeah? Someone that is
He's
close
your
to
friend.
you. The definition of friendship,
See.
yeah? Someone that really knows you.
Not argue with me.
No, someone that really knows you, yeah? That's friendship. The person you know you reach out. Wait to be my mama name.
Why is it like? Oh God, you could have I'll ask the question. I always see you in Bolas in God. I always see you in Bolas in God. You are the meme lord. It seems you have agreed.
No. You see, both of us have different personality. You see me in where they see you. Bolas. That doesn't mean I know they pray also. So we are different. He's the quiet type. I'm also the quiet type, but I just want to be happy. That's one thing with me. I just want to be happy, do my thing. As long as I'm performing well, helping my team in one way, I come. I don't insult anybody online. I come, I post my thing, I'm out, you know. So I just want to be happy.
You have a vibe on TV. I don't know, on TV you have a vibe with Jeremy Frimpong. Tell me about that guy. Like, how did you click with him?
Jerry is worse than me. Jeremy is worse than me. He's a Ghanaian guy that grew up in Manchester or something. I don't know where he grew up, but Jerry is that guy. He's that friend you really want to have. Not this one, but that kind of friend you really want to have. He's a cool guy. Most of the thing you're seeing me doing is Jerry idea. So Jerry is the problem.
Say Jerry is worse than you. So are you admitting that you're a meme lord?
I'm not a meme lord.
What are you?
I'm Boniface Victor. Like I said, I'm just trying to be happy. Everybody have where they bring their happiness from. So I'm a cool kid, living my best life, enjoying the moment, you know. Try to make friendship with people like this, but I'm just doing my thing.
Well, finally, for me, before I wrap it up, for you, what will you say to your fans out there who still support you?
Yeah, for me, I just want them to keep supporting us. Not just me, every player playing, whether in the Nigeria league or outside the country, because it takes a lot to be a footballer. I will just put it that way. I wish them well as well, and I believe they do the same for every one of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any concluding remarks
For all people?
for the fans out there?
Okay. He said it already now. They should keep supporting us, believing in us. Yeah, they should keep supporting us, believing. And we try our possible best to make them happy, you know. But they should also understand football, you win some, you lose some. So it's just how you support us as. Everybody do mistakes, so just keep believing in us. And we'll try our possible best to make you guys happy. That's it.
All right, so sir, Nigeria is taking on Libya. Some are saying we should not underestimate them. But without a doubt, with the caliber of players we have, Libya should not be a problem. What approach do you think the Super Eagles should take into this match as an ex-international before talking about the team coordinator?
Well, for me, you don't underrate any team. Because, during our World Cup qualifier, you can see what happened between us and Benin. So that one, I think we need to, as in, put it at the back of our mind that now in African football, no matter the kind of players that you have, the only thing is, as in, is to show your strength, in any game that you're playing. So for us, we are coming out 100%. There is nothing like maybe Libya, they are not this, they are not that. No, football has changed, in Africa. And every country want to qualify. Likewise, Nigeria want to be there in everything, that we're supposed to be there. In football, we want to be there. So we won't underrate them. We are coming all out.
We're coming all out. Some will say that in the history of Nigeria football since the 1994 era, we have not had it this good in terms of the sheer amount of talent in the national team right now. Do you support that?
Yeah, well, the thing is, as in, football has changed, and then if you see the caliber of the players now and before, there is a lot of change. Before we have so many good players that even before you even. Before you even come out as a good player, man, you need to work very, very hard. But now you can see in Africa, you can even see some of the clubs that our players are playing. Our players are doing very well. Most of them, some of them they did not even call them, and they are doing very well in their clubs because you can't call everybody, So now, what Nigerians are looking, and then their expectation is, as in, we have African player, African king we have, and we have somebody that is even nominated in Ballon d'Or again. We have high goal scorer, in Bundesliga, that he did very well. We have so many talented players, over that they are doing very well. And then if you see your strength from your attack and the midfield, let me tell you something, is there that you have more hope that yes, your team is balanced. And I think that's the way Nigerians are seeing things. But I tell you, national team football is another different thing than the club side football. So some other people don't realize that kind of thing. Because we have some other players that are doing very well in their club side. And then when they come back to the national team, you understand, they find it very difficult. Not that they are not good. They are good players, but it's like that. All over the world you can check. You see some other team, some national team and club side, you understand, is as in some, they didn't get their own rhythm there. But for Nigerians, their expectation and hope, I also believe in what they are saying, because we have quality players that, we can go anywhere with them.
All right, finally, the big one. It seems the Africa Cup of Nations qualifier is in the bag. Can Nigeria qualify for the World Cup?
Well, in football, 2 + 2 can give you 10, and it can minus itself. So for us, anything can happen in football. Because of the group is still open. If you can win 2 matches, and then the other ones can drop the point, then you are good to go. The only thing is, as in, we have to concentrate, you understand, in that World Cup qualifying time, 100%, because of there is nothing like to drop a point. Because if you drop a point, the other one win, the gap will go again. It will be kind of too much. But for now, what's the gap there? About maybe 4 points, maybe 3 points. So when you have a gap of 3 points, that means that if you win your match, if that one drop a point, you have already met up with that person, with that country. So for me, I am telling you, I still have hope, because Nigeria is never die. We are there. We will fight and fight because we want to be there in that World Cup. So there is no going back. And by the special grace of God, we are going to qualify.
Okay, Moses, once more, it's another international break, and you are in the Super Eagles camp. How do you feel about it, knowing that Nigeria tops the Afcon table?
I feel good, and I feel good. Actually, I'm back also with the team, and for me, I would say we feel great, everyone.
Moses, do you? I don't know if. First of all, I'll ask you this question: do you usually check comments on Instagram?
Actually, I would say no.
Okay, I will tell you the comments that I see on Instagram. They call you engine. What's that word? Automobile. That's what they call you because the way you run.
Why?
Because of how fast you run. So, looking at how fast you run, how does it improve your game, knowing that when you're on the ball, you know how to, let's say, confuse or deceive the fullbacks with that pace? How would you say it helps your game?
When I'm with the ball or without the ball?
When you are with the ball and without the ball.
I would say the speed factor, because I know when I have the ball, I have to dribble. Without the ball, I have to run. So when I know the opponent, okay, he can run, then I can dribble him. Even when I know he can try to stop me, then I can run. So I just try to mix it.
Well, Moses, I know we are here for the Afcon qualifiers, but we look at the World Cup as well. So many Nigerians still have the fear of that trauma of Nigeria not qualifying for the last World Cup. Now, 6 games to be played, that starts next year. As a player, how do you feel? Do you sometimes have the doubt that could this happen again, or what do I do to make this not happen again?
Actually, about the qualification of the World Cup, I don't talk about this because I always try and concentrate on what is in my front now, because now we are preparing for the qualification of the Afcon. When we are done with this, then I think we can concentrate and focus on the World Cup. First, we just need to qualify for the Afcon.
But now for the Libya game, which is on Friday, what do you think I have a chance?
Of course, a lot of people will say the game will be easy, but we all know no game is easy in Africa. Even at your club, no game is easy. And we just need to fight and try to do our best to have the victory.
Well, at this point, some people say Nigeria has never had it this good, seeing the caliber of players Nigeria has. Most of your teammates are in top clubs in Europe, doing well week in, week out, especially this past September. It's one win or the other. You were Nance player of the month. We had other players getting player of the month as well. How do you think this impacts the image of the national team, knowing that there are so many players doing well in different levels?
It a great impact. I will call it a lot because when you have a lot of players like this, it's difficult for the coach to decide who he will take. And of course, whichever he call up, he will try to do his best to come back next time, because if not, other players will occupy the space. So for me, I would say it's a good thing, and especially it's not all about Nigeria have the best players now than the past era. I would say the other African countries, other European countries also is the same, because football is changing.
Well, with those changes, as a player, how do you think of how to evolve your own game?
Actually, yes, because I try to create other stuff and listen to other people to try to improve in some ways.
Well, finally for me, what will you say to fans who every time come to support the Super Eagles?
Actually, I would say to the fans, they should keep on supporting the Super Eagles, and they should know that it's not always we have to win. We want to win. We are ready to fight for the nation. We want to win, but they should try and be patient for us and try and support us for the best they can, so we can have it done.
Thank you so much, Moses.
You're welcome.
Okay. let's start. So it's good to see you back in camp again. Another Afcon qualifying games. Before we go further, let's just talk about how you feel coming back to Dubai this camp also.
I feel great. I feel amazing. It's always a privilege to represent and always an honor. But I feel very 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 happy.
Yeah, I've been to ask this question. As a player, can you focus?
So that you're not looking to the side.
He's not looking at me, just looking at me.
Like he's going to look at
Okay, so, okay, you just have to get a camera, right? Or you want to, like,
I say it's hard to look.
it's hard to get a camera, right?
It's alright.
Okay, so I'm going to ask, as a player, you play different games. You go for international break, and all of that. Can you walk us through how the schedule of a player?
To be honest, it's okay for me. It's okay because I play for Leicester. We're not like playing Champions League or so. I cannot say for the other guys, but for me, I feel the schedule is okay. I feel for the other guys who like kind of play Champions League, they have to play all the games like back to back, which is actually tough. But for me personally, at the moment, it's okay for me because there's no too many games in front and all. But it's just about only the thing is just about traveling and traveling back to Nigeria and traveling back, and you have to play the next weekend. But it's all good.
Well, 4 assists this Premier League 10. The team just won the last game before the international break. How do you feel about that, and how well do you want to keep pushing, especially this team?
Yeah, we have been longing for the win. The win we got last weekend. We've been hoping for it, and it came, and which is actually good because it brings more confidence going into the next one. And it's just after coming back from the relegation, and it's just something like we're trying to like get our feet back together, and I think it's gonna come, to be honest. And we have a great squad, great manager. We'll just keep going. Yeah.
But for people that did not watch you last season, maybe a lot of them will not know how you now play a more advanced role in midfield. But since returning to the Premier League, you've continued that role and it's led you to be one of the highest assist providers. That's 4 assists this season. How well do you see you're enjoying the role?
To be honest, I enjoy every role, like any role you put me on the pitch. I just want to play. I just enjoy every part of it. For me, it's like a learning process for me, So me playing last season, it was just like in training. The manager who's in Chelsea now, he just told me he wants to try me in like advanced position, just in training, just to try it, So and then I just did because out of excitement, I just wanted to do it, Like for me, as I said earlier, it's just like I'll say, what's the word, like a learning process, like just for me, I just want to enjoy the game, So coming into the Premier League, playing in the Champions League, so many games in that position, I've actually understand. The manager made me understand the role, and it made it even more easier for me, understanding space and all. That's Enzo Maresca. So coming into Premier League and playing that role, sometimes I play the role, sometimes I play number 6 and all. But for me, I just see like a learning process, as I said earlier, and then I just want to enjoy it, which is actually good, yeah.
Well, looking at how your team is at the moment, which of the new players would you say have integrated very fast into the team?
I would say almost every player is like integrated, but because of the Premier League experience, I would say Jordan Ayew, I'll say Oliver Skip, and I'll say Facundo. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, every player has actually integrated to the team very well, but I just feel like some of the other guys have not really gotten time to, has gotten some minutes. But I think even in training, we're just blending here.
But Let's come back to the national team. Um, One major concern for Nigerians is always the World Cup. I know this is Afcon qualifiers. Um, 6 games still is something that resonates in the minds of Nigerians, especially that we've not qualified for the last World Cup. Are there any fears or doubts that probably Nigeria will not qualify? Or if there are no doubts, what do you think are the chances of the team?
I don't think there's any doubt for us to to miss out at the World Cup. I think we have the players, we have the qualities in the team to actually qualify for the World Cup. I know this is just the Afcon qualifiers, but also bear it in mind, the World Cup also is also important. But it's not just about saying it's not just about our fears or what we're doing on the pitch, or it's just about we coming together and then knowing the fact that the World Cup is so important that we have to win every single game. You know, there's no if we do well in the Afcon qualifiers, it guarantees us to do well in the World Cup qualifier.
Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you.
Please ask the question again.
Okay, we're talking about the World Cup. We're talking about not having fears.
Yeah, it's not just the fears. There's no fear, like, because I think we're so capable of qualifying for the World Cup. It doesn't matter where we are on the table now. What matters is what we have ahead and how we can actually approach those games and get the win, because we know deep down we have to win every game, you know, which is not going to come easy, but I think we definitely know we have to win every game to qualify.
Finally, for me, Afcon qualifiers is on taking on Libya home and away. You were not at the last Afcon, and I know you hoping you qualify, and it seems Nigeria is already on the path with top of the table performance already. As you approach these games, what are the chances?
To be honest, the Afcon is there. We're in a we're in a good spot, but I will not allow complacency to actually set in. So I think we're in a good shape, but we still need to do more. We still need to improve. There's so many things we need to improve on, and I think these Afcon qualifiers will give more confidence for us to go into the World Cup qualifying games. You know, so I think it's just for us to, like, just get our heads together and then just do our thing in the Afcon qualifiers. Everything's gonna be fine in the World Cup qualifiers. Yeah.